Mr. Speaker, in the House on June 25th, the Jobs Minister stated that minimum wage increases were not killing jobs. In fact, she said TELUS was investing money to create 1,500 jobs. Earlier this month, TELUS announced that they would reduce their workforce by 1,500 positions in the fourth quarter. Alberta employment has dropped by 10,800 in October alone. My question to the minister: given that your government was wrong in the spring about job investment in Alberta, wrong about the minimum wage, when will the government put a plan in place where Albertans can actually get good jobs to support their families?
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I completely reject the premise of that question, Mr. Speaker. I still believe, as do many economists, that putting more money into the pockets of low-income Albertans will ultimately generate more economic activity. As the members across were concerned when we heard about the TELUS recent announcement of job cuts, I too was concerned. Now, those job cuts are spread across Canada. They're certainly not all in Edmonton, so that in Alberta, so that should be clarified. But what we are doing is moving forward on our jobs plan, which is a heck of a lot more than the previous government ever suggested doing.
Mr. Speaker, what I hear the Premier rejecting is the facts. The facts are that minimum wages are causing job layoffs, and the fact is that the increases in taxes and the other policies are killing jobs for Albertans and Alberta families. And what Alberta families want to know is when will the Premier stop rejecting the facts and start accepting the facts that her policies are actually taking jobs and work away from Albertans, and scratch things and start putting into place a real policy, real job creation plan that will actually help Albertans have jobs that will support their families, not poverty-level jobs, good-paying jobs.
Honourable Premier.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. As I've said, through our job incentive program, we will be creating up to 27,000 jobs. Through our addition to the capital plan, as above and beyond what was previously planned, we will be creating between 8,000 and 10,000 new jobs. We will be creating an unnamed amount of jobs through our making available to entrepreneurs and business owners $2.1 billion extra in capital that had previously not been available. So actually, Mr. Speaker, our government is doing quite a bit to focus on jobs because we understand that that's critical to all Albertans.
Mr. Speaker, government admitted to putting into place a job policy that will have poverty-level jobs. We've established that in the House. We've established it in estimates. The government has admitted that the minimum wage of $15 an hour is not a living wage. So, Mr. Speaker, there is no good jobs. They are creating 3,000 jobs for students. Good for you. That's a good thing. Mr. Speaker, the question Albertans want to know, thousands of Albertans are losing good-paying jobs, and you're not doing a blessed thing for them. When will you begin?
Well, Mr. Speaker, I continue to find it ironic that the member across, who not only was a minister in the previous government, but was the Minister of Labour in the previous government, and so was directly responsible for maintaining the lowest minimum wage in the country, and then is now complaining that a $35,000 a year job is not good enough. And I will grant you, that's not a lot to live on, but it's sure a lot more than what they were living on with $9.25 an hour, which was what this guy was overseeing. So I find this quite rich, and ultimately, as I've said a number of times, we have a multi-pronged plan for job creation, and we will continue to work on it on behalf of